Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome again to Live with the section, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. My name is Boatma Boatin Russell. We have Amajo, who is muted. And then
Is she now? Oh boy.
That's the author of Reflections for a Thirsty
Hi. Welcome.
Welcome. But what we're doing is based on her book that will be coming out soon. So aren't we lucky to be discussing that yet to be out?
I see.
We are. Anyway, where's Amajo?
Ebi anko obi hwehwɛ no. Ya o yere fi wo ho.
Oh boy. Coming in the chat whilst you're trying to share on other pages, Anyway, last week we started a segment called Self-Love and Affirmation. And we realized that we couldn't do it in one session. So we're continuing today, Self-Love and Affirmation. Amajo, you're muted. Hi.
You see, sweet. Hello.
How's your self-love journey?
A journey too.
What?
I have something. Sorry.
Oh, you're breaking up. Maybe I was asking how your self-love journey went this week or last week.
Oh, my self-love journey is always awesome. Actually, me, I like myself more than anything else. I do me. I love me. I do me first. Yes. Doesn't mean I do not have challenges and all that, but just as if I was teardropping about your conversations, I heard someone telling you that if you die today, it's only you and your soul, so you will not go with anything, so you have to. So I try, since this whole pandemic thing, I try so hard to think about myself first. I think before all these things, my life has been on the go, just go, and it has slowed me down a little, but I think, well, I am not waking up very early in the morning, dressing up to go anyway, but it has slowed me down. I think I'm doing me more. I'm taking care of myself a little bit more. I'm loving me a little bit more. So yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, COVID has brought us some good things as well.
Yes.
I think a lot of good things, bad and good.
Well, we have find ourselves to accept certain things and working around it the way it to suit us, rather than we sitting there and just complain about it. I think so. Yeah.
Like finding alternatives to solving our issues, and I think we cherish relationships more too, more than before. Although we are not able to come physically together, we're cherishing.
Exactly.
Because lost
more.
I think everybody has lost someone they know.
Yes. It's hard, actually. It's really, really hard. And the only way to overcome all this is to calm yourself down, do yourself first, so you'll be able to say something good for somebody else. Because if you are all stressed out and all overly too much on you, you wouldn't be able to say something nice to somebody else at the same time. So yeah, it's that time for everyone to love him or herself first a little before anything else. I think it's that time. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so today we will continue with the self-love, and we'll read through the passage one more time, just in case you weren't here before, so you get what Yafoda is saying in her book, and then we will talk about. We have about 3 questions. Maybe some will pop up as the discussion goes. And it always does. Yeah. So I'll read through it and then we'll start. So, self love and affirmation. I am great. I am kind. I am fantastic. I am gracious. I am fabulous. I am wonderful. Sounds almost does it does it not? Try saying these words to yourself. You're a package. You see, how you feel about yourself determines how people will treat you. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." I live by this because I find it to be so true. Honor yourself. Learn to love yourself. Say to yourself, "E," many times. It elicits different emotions, right? Yes, it does. Be the woman that you are. Yeah, you feel guilty for saying that. I love myself. Be the woman that you are. You start to feel extremely uncomfortable and want to get this over with. Do not rush this, though. In fact, say this to yourself in front of the mirror every morning. Women are so used to pouring into others, but we forget ourselves in the process. Be good to yourself. Find ways to nurture yourself. Give yourself a break from taking care of everyone else and pamper yourself. Amajo's favorite thing to do. Put your feet up. Take a walk. Read a book. Take a spa
Of
break.
course.
Yes, we have been programmed to always put others first. Well, it is your turn. Take time out for you. Rest and take care of you. Rest and care for you. Put away the guilt. It is okay to love yourself. The world will not fall apart without your ministrations. It is okay, dear woman. Breathe. Beloved woman, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. Beloved woman, no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ does the church. Ephesians 5:29. Beloved woman, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 12:31. So reflect on learning to affirm yourself. Go on a self discovery journey. You never know what you might unearth. Awesome. Actually, when we started last week, I didn't think that we would need to continue till like the discussion started, and I realized that we had more things to talk about. So the first question,
Hello, Ajua.
hey,
Wabantem.
the first question was, it is, what does self love look like as we settle and play our roles? First, as women in ourselves, as a wife, as a mother, as an employee, as an entrepreneur. Like, how does it look like when you say that you're loving yourself as you play these roles? You can take one role or two and talk about it. Amaju,
I
go first.
I will. What do I say? Oh, I wanted to say something. To 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 look into yourself in the mirror
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate who you are, just by what being said that you have a saggy breast, so men should pay just 20 CD for your bride price. I'm hurt. I am
It's
hurt
something
about
that's
that.
going on this week. That's why.
Yeah, I've sent you the link.
I am so hurt about that statement. And I think there's so many ways for the preacher or for the man of God to put it. I understand the message he was trying to put across, but I think the way he put it was just too demeaning. I will look into myself in the mirror, regardless of how I look, and find something good to appreciate about me first. And how should I put it? We seem to be people that we don't seem to see nothing good in anybody, no matter what it is. And I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of the negative preaching, and it's always about women or young girls or whatsoever. If you think young girls are being so wayward, and that is why you want to say something for them to backtrack it, I think there's so many ways to put it. Rather than just saying that is why if your breast is saggy, then your breast size should be just 200 CDs, or shouldn't be more than 200 CDs. I took offense to that statement. I I I went to the boarding house. I practically grew up in a boarding house myself too. So I would say right from the beginning, I know people that were virgin that still have flat breasts at that time, and I wouldn't say that is why they were misbehaving or they were being promiscuous. That is why it's like that. So if you're a young girl or woman out there or whatsoever, no matter how you look, don't listen to how people will see it. Just stand into that mirror and appreciate the image that you see out there and own up to it. Own up to who you are, regardless of how it's being said or how young girls or women are being portrayed out there. Well, I know I'm way over the questions, but I think I should just put it out there.
Women's worth are kind of measured by the way you look, or there's an ideal kind of
it shouldn't be like that. I get it. I get the message that young girls of late want to have boobs and bums to look. I get all that. But I think the message should be a way where young girls will say enough, but not to demeaning them simply because of what others are doing. Not everybody is bad out there. Not everybody is so promiscuous. Not everybody want to sleep with an old man to get money. Not everybody want, Yes, ma'am, please do.
I want to come in because what she just spoke about, I have my own theory that I made, and when these things come up, then I talk about it. Because remember, I always say that culture versus faith. Where we come from, the culture always takes over the faith. So you see a man of God sitting in church, talking about women who are supposed to have been created in God's image, beautiful creatures, and you demean them. Meanwhile, you are married to a woman and she's sitting right there. So when she's aged, will you be telling her that her breasts are, it's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. And I'm going to quote something. I was in a class this morning with Thirsty Women by Charlotte Osei. It's identity, self-worth, and purpose. And she had this lady, a Kenny, she's a life coach, come on. And she made a comment, what she said about, was it Yahoo or saying they look at us like just only what's on the outside. She made that comment. She says, women are taught to look at themselves in an ornamental way. Oh, she's got this figure, she's got that. Not about your, what do you call it? Instead of what do you bring to the table? Because a lot of women are seeing themselves that way. Look, I read something the other day in one of these Ghana things on social media. And there's this actress, I'm glad I don't even remember her name because she didn't dignify womanhood. She says that she likes rich men and she'll open her legs for them anytime because she'll get whatever she wants. Something disrespectful of herself. And then people came and insulted her very well. Some really gave it to her. Like, is that all? You know, this is 2021. We're supposed to be getting better as a society, but all
Right.
we seem to be doing is further insulting and oppressing women, you know? Yeah.
Right. Right.
So how can you love yourself if you are living in a place like this?
Yeah. Our
Yeah,
environment.
you know, Auntie, growing up, I personally took a while. It took me a while before I started developing breast. I think
Mm-hmm.
once everybody started at the 13 or 12, I think I hit maybe 14, 15 before it started coming. And
Mm-hmm.
the friend that I used to play with, she have all the body. She have the
Mm-hmm.
shape and she have everything in the right places. And
Mm-hmm.
one day I was, maybe if I get a brazier to start putting it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe my breath will come. That was how fast I want mine to be. So
Yeah.
I went to the market and then I look around and then I stand up in front of one of my auntie's friend that we go to church with. She sells
Mm-hmm.
braziers. So
Mm-hmm.
I greeted her and I was, Mom, I want to buy a brazier. And then she was
Mm-hmm.
like, as usual, she called me Mambroni. So your Mambroni, Brabejinaha. And then I went and stood in front of her. And then she assessed me from her to toe. And she was Mambroni. And I felt so offended. I cried.
Oh
I
Lord.
cried. I wept. I was so much in pain. I couldn't forgive her. And I remember about 2 years ago, and I saw her, and well, she was happy to see me. And after embracing me, I was that is how you told me me nufu nubu ba, and she was me kaipa. So you see, it's not everybody that some have it, some don't. Some it's there and
Mm-hmm.
it's ugly anyway. It doesn't mean it was touch or misuse or anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
let's respect people a little bit, or there should be a little rethink of what we have to put out there. We shouldn't. The talking just doesn't have to be talking sick. Women are hurt. Women are jealous. Women are attacking women in a bitter way, and all these things come to play. I think all these words that you hear about us has contributed to those things that we hear, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I personally took offense with that comment. Trust me.
You know, Amajo, I was going to say that even when these utterances are made, aren't there any respectable women in the community who can
Hmm.
stand up and speak, speak
Yeah,
up and say so and so and so? Because every time, this is what I see. Oh, there's a fight between such and such. This person comes to talk, then the other one comes to rebut. The negative, negative, negative. But this here is an
yeah.
important social issue that if somebody took it upon themselves to come and respond, but there's people there who obviously call themselves women, agents of women empowerment, but why don't they speak up? How do you allow these things to pass and to slide?
No, they
You
won't.
know? Yeah. Let me read Abna's comment. Self-love is key because you only can give love if you have it. It
Yeah.
starts with you. Important
Yes.
topic to discuss.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
So true.
Yeah.
And
So.
I don't know what, the comment like from before, like this self-love thing, right?
Mhm.
People perceive it as, oh, this is my perception. Baby, are you free? No, we were not conditioned to be self-aware.
Right.
And if you sit there and you say that you are loving yourself, oh, what do they mean? They make it seem like it's so selfish. But
Right.
then think about the word selfless. When you're so busy being
Yeah.
selfless, then yourself is
Mhm.
disappearing, right? Like I'm saying that it's important to teach, especially little kids. Look, a lot of us women and men alike are walking around wounded. And some of the things that may have happened in childhood, molestations and that, there's very few people, I'm sure, I'm saying it broadly because I don't know. How many of you had your parents tell you that this is part of your body, this is this, this is that? If somebody touches you, nobody's allowed to touch. How many were taught?
Hmm.
So if somebody comes to molest you and they tell you, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you, then you are just quiet. So this topic is very important, especially for this generation.
Right.
Here's another
Yeah.
comment. Self-awareness is key to our development. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr.
You know,
Mensah.
Tia,
Hi
I
guys.
a heartbreaking video that I saw. I don't know whether the girl said she's 13 or whatever. Her stepfather started sleeping with her, and the warning was, if you tell anybody, I will kill you. So he shut up, and then it continued until now. The girl is pregnant, I think, and they happen to meaning this man was sleeping with these two girls that happened to be her his step daughters, and she had impregnated these two girls at the same time or something. You see, so there is a lot going on out there, and I think if a message have to be sent across, it should be sent by thinking twice, but not for us to be adding more fuels to the injury. And I see it to be that is what is happening. A lot of people are hurting, and it's like nothing better. Solution problem is it's not solving, and we keep adding more pain to it. You know, imagine this little 2 years into, because Obewu, she will have a child and she will breastfeed the child and all that. So in the future, and then she find a man, then we have to say, oh, you would not for your sagging to your price to be two CDs or whatever. Like, really, do you understand my pain right here?
No.
Ladies, are you getting my pain? I mean,
yes,
it's just too painful. You know, it's too painful. If we are sending messages across, the message should be more self-encouraging and not that, not to diminish or not to add more pain to injury as we are doing lately. I don't find it funny at all.
I want to make a comment, then we'll let Ajua come in. So the comment that I want to make is that, okay, this is what I'm observing. What is wrong with us? We seem so, like we're so harsh, so negative, and then it's, okay, maybe it's because we're wounded. So anything we bring out to people, it's to inflict pain and hurt on people. So we go about making these comments and people laugh and think it's okay. Oh, and so you just, even when you go into a group of our people in any social setting, you are bound to find somebody who has some tales of somebody else they are talking about and then laughing gleefully about it, like that is the norm. Like, why can't we change these kind of things? Like, what is wrong? Why are we so negative? Why have we accepted the way we were raised that it's okay to just say something bad to somebody and make the person feel awful? Hello, Miss Sage. Welcome.
Hello,
Sage. Yeah, no.
I just say I home to when it comes to society and community now. I mean, when it comes to self-love now, when you to say insult to no dysfunctionalness, no, we have master degrees upon master degrees on those.
Doctorate.
And you know, and to say, in life, you know, in order for us to develop, you know, we have to focus on working on ourselves.
Right.
Because most times, you know, people who have the tendency to insult others, or like, you know, they kind of like have low self-esteem. They seek negative attention. And many people in our society community, you know, they like to be above so many people. So the word in the teaching is mostly to suppress people's development. So every time, no, you seeking help, you don't know how to do self-help. You're always expecting somebody else to solve your problems for you. But what we don't recognize, or like what we don't identify within ourselves, is that when you learn to solve your own problem, you have less work to do than having somebody else's solve your problems for you. I cannot, like, prior to 10 years ago, my whole perception was so completely different, and it was so dysfunctional because I felt that it was my husband's responsibility to make me happy and for him to love me.
Right.
For me to love myself, because it's his job. Yɛbɛka no wɔ Ghana customer yɛ wasɛdeɛ sɛ woma m'ani gye ɛwɔ makoma mu, woma m'ani gye wɔ makoma mu, then you're not the man I need to be married to. You see what I'm saying? So that perception, we all have a story to tell. And I always say this, our understanding and emotional intelligence is different because most of us don't want to acquire knowledge. Because the more you learn, you exploit yourself, you take risk. Because there's no perfect Prince Charming. There's no perfect Princess Cinderella or Snow White, all those princesses that American Disney has shown us. There's no perfect world. There's no perfect person. For you to get all that, it requires work. Because we are all raised in different home environment, upbringing. We have different training. But how can we be better? Or how can we be the better version of our partner or the person that we choosing to spend the rest of our life with? If you see something that is not really to your liking or your taste with your partner, you need to develop effective communication, sweet talk, not to dupe someone or to manipulate someone. Sweet talk to like really encourage your partner and let them know I'm talking to you about this because I feel that we will both will benefit from it. And here are some of the reasons why I feel that we're going to be benefit from it. Do not point finger and say, you need to do something about this. You don't do something about this, I'm gone. Okay. Threaten someone of leaving that person. Maybe that person has been praying for it. So you telling that person that you don't work on it, I'm gone. He'll be like, see you then. I don't care. You cannot force people to change. We can change our partners, but what we can do, we can change ourselves inside and out. And we need to stop pleasing other people. We need to stop pleasing our partners. You need to accept you as a whole. Because God created us and brought us to this world for a purpose. We all have a purpose. Some of us have not found our purpose because we are so blinded with so many dysfunctional things. It's like what we see other people do, we want to copy. What we see other people talk about that are being receptive, we want to copy. What we see other partners doing, couples doing, we want to copy. Like we don't even know how they got there. They start from point A to Z. There are 25 letters in the alphabet, but many of us, many people from our community society wants to jump to letter 25 without doing all the work from step. Like people cannot climb up a ladder from the top down. You always have to start from the base. Most of us wants to skip so many things. We're rushing into relationships that we shouldn't even be looking over there. Like whenever you go into a relationship, or if you with someone and before they talk to you, they start with these slangs. There are so many of them. If you love me, you will do X, Y, and Z. I will die for you. Oh, like hell you are. You will never die for me. So don't even go there. When you hear all these words, you take off your shoes and you start running. Because a lot of people, there should not be no condition attached to love. When you love someone, you do things unconditionally. You do things naturally, and you don't do things expecting something to be given back to you.
Yeah.
It will naturally happen on its own. So, I mean, self-love is something that we all need to develop for ourselves. We have to do everything. Have self-respect for yourself, self-value, because some of our women And I will tell you, I had a boyfriend before I got married. And at the time, I had no self-respect for myself, self-value. I didn't know what self-love was about. So, like, you know, you make certain foolish decision, unwise decision, because at the time you don't know better. But now we know we should know better. You know, the world is changing. Some of our children even have more better common sense than adults. And you expecting, I mean, come on. We need to change our mindset, the trend, our trend talk. Like, okay, so you came from a very dysfunctional family, abusive family home. Should you be in an abusive relationship? No, that is a norm to you, but you need to get help, and making sure that if you are with someone and they always putting you down with words, that is verbal abuse, and it's going to turn into very soon physical abuse. Emotionally, psychologically, it starts somewhere to get somewhere. So do not entertain it. And as family members and friends, if we are truly, genuinely good family member that we want the best for our family, we should not be sending our loved ones back to the abusive husbands, abusive relationships, because we feel like they have money. Because of money, you're going to sell somebody's soul.
Keeping up appearances.
That's not happening. We need to stop listening to people's nonsense and really care for ourselves, because if we continue to ask people to help us, a lot of us are going to be blinded, and we're going to be lost within the community, the whole world in life. We're going to miss the precious things in life, right? And we need to be happy. I mean, Cain wouldn't have been able to make me happy if I did not find self-love, do self-care, and really take care of myself, because I wouldn't have been able to transfer that and even love him the way that I love him. But like, we have to start with ourselves, and we need to stop blaming people, giving excuses. A lot of women had made it Brother Frederick was there. A lot of women have made it so easy for our men to do so many things that are like just stressing us out. It's killing us. It's making us lose our mind. You have some women, when the man tells them, you know, I can no longer be with you, they'll be like, oh, I'm going to die. Without you, I will kill myself. Excuse me? I ain't killing myself for no man. You kidding me? The world is too good for me to leave soon. Hey, the way I'm planning my life, tomorrow is not promised to us, right? It's never promised to us. So I have to enjoy every single day. We lose lives on a daily basis, but the one thing that we don't recognize, somebody dies every single
Pastor
day.
P.
But if it's not closer to us, we will not know the pain the person is going through. Unless it's happened to you, that's when you start feeling sad. But then you see somebody close family member or like loved one pass away. What the only thing we can say is send our condolences and may he rest in peace or she rest in peace.
Gone too soon.
At the end of the day, or gone too soon. At the end of the day, what else is new, right? Us left back, life must go on, right? But if you're going to, because we can die with the person that has left us, we are sad. But at the same time, we have to find ways and means, you know, to like kind of like build yourself up, encourage yourself. We need to learn to be positive, more positive than negative. But negative attracts. It pays. So and negativity, you don't need to put in any effort, because I can make up any foolish story and people will buy into it. If I come and I start insulting you, all three of you, you go see how many people will come and watch. The invite that will come on. That's what most of us are used to. But at the end of the day, at the end of the program, what have you learned from it? We need to stop. looking for people to solve our problem. We need to solve our own problems, and we need to change for better, not to want to change because you see this woman, her family has money, so you want to be married to the family. This way you don't have to work. I mean, women, you guys need to stop dating broke ass lazy men, okay? Because there are a lot of broke ass lazy men. They don't want to work. They give promises and they can talk. They are so charming. Oh, baby girl, I love you. Yeah, I love the way you walk, Opa or Chale. I can never leave you and be with another woman. Yet he have 5 women on the side. When you go to work, working hard, giving him money, buying him shirt, he's going into somebody else's tonga. Are you kidding me? That's how we are. Most of us.
Mimra Mukakra, there's something that I forgot to do. I should have remembered when I saw you. Yamamuyako. So sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys, because initially I wasn't gonna come through, but then with the topic, I was like, this is perfect. You know, like you have to do something that will make you feel good. Kind, encouraging words. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
And na my free and me person me beti on yourself. My when I'm saying, oh no, I know why. China me tia, I'm saying, oh yeah. your afternoon program. I'm saying, of course, you wouldn't have a program.
Yeah, because
I forgot completely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was really down. And no crana in person, but me and I'm so okay. Maybe I will feel better at some point. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, we have to move on.
Yeah, and you're easy.
Yeah. Hey, brother Frederick, some make was rough.
Or can could be or can also a 2 nipa for
this crazy
thing. Yeah, to me to us.
Ajua has brought out a lot of points, how we tend to, or our society tends to focus on competing with each other.
Yeah.
Even when there's no need to compete, you have to compete with yourself and get to know yourself and try to get better, be a better version of yourself.
That's right.
Instead of trying to compete and compare ourselves. And I'm glad that you brought in one of the roles, which is a wife or a partner, how self-love plays in that.
Yeah.
And Antia, can you take us through how self-love looks like in a work environment, being a colleague? I mean, some instances, because if we talk about these things and we give more examples, I think that people understand better exactly what we mean, right?
Well, like in a workplace, right? Different things can happen, and depending how well you've worked on yourself, your interactions reflect that. Right. Like if something is bothering you and you are not self-actualized to go to the person, go to the source and talk to that person,
right,
it becomes a problem, because you could be going around the team saying all kinds of things and spreading a toxic environment, right? Because I remember saying that there was a file, be that your penny pa, your unit penny pa, and big, or kasi maybe, and I started doing it. I feel actually no me share no na Satan na me kwana me want me program ni mo. Me can tree because me crop way bibi ano motete so. I said it's like no direction. Oh yeah, Juma, why you near me pia go on so the come on mokrana. Nim the apostle ma feedback be na boss na audit ho. Later no yes, restructure nipa for be amono na yede super be bar over so no me reported to sa nipa no. Obe take you over until yede no ma yeah Juma most of it, but now there was near maybe a so more a year together before we can send it to your headquarters. Enti dia metia ne se Debbie se minka se me super no se manager no mo kan bibi no so wo mo ne panin no ye panin no koye meeting na say na me say hang on a minute. Yeah, me na me start here adwuma na what is going on. What you say? But my father, you may busa one of them. I forgot who. Me busa one of them. Into no church me how it happened. Say, my no ninya ye din o se bibi. Into omunya, there is not something they intended to do. Into the next time I hear me a son ko the other one was talking about it, which means the first person had told them. But can you imagine if I had kept it in? Yeah, no, you know how we handle things. Bibi ba. Yeah, Musa Muni at the Ashe, Muna, we go talk to A to D, A to F instead of going directly to talk to G, you know. Internet averted a whole lot of problems. And I think so if you are upfront, people appreciate that. Say, and yet, you know, Bibi Obekano, media the minim said this. I always used to say this to me managers back home, say, me buy a dreamer secular world. Now me to make come in mind, it can be na. If you take my suggestion, you take it. If you don't take it, you explain to me why. And so make a sorry dynamic mo. To me, my opinion there. You are not in charge. If what you are saying is good, Korana, or being petty, into that environment, it doesn't allow growth. But a hanomono, you know, if you know who you are, you don't go into these situations with self-doubt. Why should I sit there and let this be eating inside me that me na me ye adwuma and I then afraid you almost conscious from me? No, me pay that trouble. No, me no. I don't like to. What can I say? Pimping I yes one yet to be I know what can free so, but hey, it has worked for me. So you need to be mature. You need to know how to put forth whatever it is situation that you're dealing with, how to put it forth. Make I say your colleague back no so you know problem employee or hard dream pa and you know bibi or wha a year bufu sem to one share ya control email na gbagbagba would call send ya and pay yes and it's not advisable. You know what they would try na fatu baby na san corner clean it up. But intro emails before me. Or baby me so now how is it that how are you able to put things in the way that you put it? Na me na kolana or the mami penimu etisa na who Jimmy where Jim Jumem has see at this stage I would do no emotional intelligence now yeah basa basa now baby Sam I don't know if I've answered your question or maybe example
it has because if I think if you have self-love and it all starts with the knowing yourself and getting to the self-actualization, starting to develop yourself so you're ready to learn, you're able to take feedback without taking it personal, because we tend to do that a lot. When people give feedback, we take it personal and we refuse to learn or grow. But before we go to the next question, let's go on a commercial break.
Oh, okay. And we're back. As I always say, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul is still alive and well in bookstores. So do run out and get your copy. You will be blessed. It's full of precious nuggets for daily living. And also the second book, with The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, is being published right now. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. So stay tuned. That is why we're doing these discussions. And as well, we have said that I'm going to make a without prejudice comment. Mepamucho ye kromfo. Munsua said yeah, ye boni nipa baso and I say ye complimenting nipa. We've been doing this program since May last year. So there's a review section on the page that you can write reviews. Even if there's topics you want to be discussed, but just tell us how this has blessed you. I used to be in a Christian women's group, Abrofunkwa mainly, Abrofo and other people. But they don't hesitate to tell you the truth. Now I have a page called The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, and the reviews there were written by people from that group because they take time every so often, every month or wherever. They will say, put your links there. People go around and comment on, give reviews, and then people also give you reviews. We need to learn that spirit of give and take and encourage each other. That's what makes us grow as people. So we're just saying that we've been doing this. Would like to hear back from you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Well, the next question will go to Ajwa. Because if, let's say, someone listens to us and they want to start their journey of self-love, what are some of the practical things that they can do, like steps to help, them do that?
Oh, thank you, Saya. Nice question. I will answer it from using one of the productive commenter, Brother Frederick Yao-Mensah, to have put on the platform, which is self-awareness is the key to develop. I mean, in order for you to start loving yourself, you have to be able to learn to identify your strength and weakness. And do also keep in mind, sometimes your strength can be your weakness as well, depending the limitation or like not being able to have boundaries on certain things. I talk a lot, and my family members, friends, most of you all know, because when I do program, I go over 3 hours, which should give you a good.
Adwa minka se mi so de bi a me hwa ade asa na software to hom si adwa nyai na software on course no
na software ko no ko kasa seme serious matter e bi ho no one san e be pass me kasa software and yenye 1.5 or say oh de nyame baby nyame di bi ya be ko bia yenye ne so na so okay me say wo do ho aba me ni nya so and talking so much, like I have learned to like be aware of the materials, the things that I'm talking about, if it's making sense, because at times when you talk to a certain point now, points you're going to be making will not make any sense, and it will be waste of time and energy. So you always have to like make a list. I have a journal. Whereas, at times when an idea comes to me, or if I want to work on something on myself, right, I will make a list of what are the benefits, the advantages, and the disadvantages. If you make this a habit, I kid you not, you would learn so much things, what to say when situation comes about. Self-love is something that you cannot work on that overnight. It takes time and patience. You have to really have time for yourself. If you don't have time and patience for yourself, and also as you're doing the self-love, making sure that you have self-discipline. The self-discipline goes into many things. What are the things that you can tolerate with, and what are some of the things that you cannot stand? Is this something that you'll be able to like give yourself time to do it? If it's something that's too overwhelming for you, do you have the mental capacity to do X, Y, and Z? Do you need assistance from a friend or from your partner? Can you do this on your own? So you have to ask yourself different questions, challenging yourself. Can I do this within the box? Or do I need to like step outside the box? As I mentioned last time, in the box, it's a square. We have 4 corners. Some people are in the box. They forget that there are 3 other corners. They keep using one corner. It's like they don't have any sense at all. You see, when we talk about common sense, we are all born with common sense, including animals. But some of the common sense, is on different level. Some people, the basic crowd, they haven't got to that level because they cannot function without somebody directing them. And that is how they have developed themselves. I cannot do this without somebody giving me direction. If I do this, it won't work for me. I need Sister Amma to give me something for me to work on. So if Sister Amma give me a suggestion, part of the suggestion is good. The other part will not help me. But because I don't have self-awareness as to where my strengths are and my weakness, because I don't even know what my weakness is. I don't know what my strength is. I asked somebody a question. I was like, before we go into this thing, what is your strength and your weakness? She was like, what is that? I was like, you like again na wo ya ade wo ho ene again na wo nya ade wo ho again na chese wo ye bibia etimi sisi wo kwan and me say okay, weakness. Most of the time people say stronghold. What is holding you back from doing what you are capable of? Because we all have different abilities and capacity, but it stems on how you deal with things emotionally and psychologically. Physically, a lot of times we forget about the physical part. We do know when it comes to emotional, psychological part, in when it comes to abuse and other stuff, those are the most dangerous things. But we also know when someone is emotionally and psychologically imbalanced, it affects their body, their whole body. So your body will not function right. All right. We talk about someone being stressed, being depressed. Some people will not take a bath. Some people will not talk to anybody. Some people will just be outside and buy things, even though they don't have money, but they're spending. Right? So everybody is so different. Self-love is something that when you get to a level that you need to get, you expect the shape of your nose, the shape of your mouth, your eyes, your cheeks, every part of your body. It don't matter how big, small, short, long it is. You accept every single part of your body, and you see yourself as beautiful as everybody else look. The color of your skin, you accept it. When people are having like conversation that puts people down, you be the first to say, listen guys, this conversation is really interesting, but I just feel that it's not appropriate conversation because you may not be as because I'm not as light-skinned as Sister Amma is. She's beautiful, I'm beautiful. Sister Ya, the 2 Ya's, you both beautiful. So we have different facial structure. We have to know that, like, we can never be somebody else. You can bleach yourself as you want. You can never be a white person. You still black. You damaging your body. Why should you do things to certify somebody's fantasy? Because any man, any woman who will ask their partner to change themselves, they don't love you. They don't care for you. They don't care for your well-being, in everything that you are, because they're not accepting you. Right. I mean, if somebody does not want to accept you, why would you want to be with that person? Kill yourself for that person. So self-love, it also includes self-care, taking care of your mental stability, your psychological, your physical, making sure you're taking shower, you're doing things that you need to do. Your hygiene is on point, because like a lot of people don't know, when your hygiene is off and you stink, nobody wants to be around you. Yeah. All right. So self-love does not equalize stinking body, bad hygiene, and being so mean, being so disrespectful, being so insulting, not having self-discipline, self-control, like doing self-assessment, developing yourself. everything, doing self everything before you even solve your marital relationship problems or help anybody else. You need to help yourself and make sure that you are stable first.
Right.
All right. So I love me for the person that I am. My long talk and everything, people will learn to love me or they will hate me. I cannot force people to cherish me. People that generally like me, they like me because of the person that I am, because most of them have the same personality that I have. And I like positive people. I like to listen to other people also give their insight on the same thing, because I don't know it all. I know some things, and I keep them, and when I learn new things, I add them to it, right? So like if you have a friend who is always negative, you can choose to influence the person in a positive form, or you can choose to like just isolate yourself from the person. You don't do it by telling the person, I ain't talking to you no more. No, you talk to them less and less and less. Very soon they will leave you alone, right?
Give a message.
Yeah. So that's self-love is in connection to a lot of things. You have to work on a lot of things, and each one you have to give yourself at least 21 days to practice. How can I love myself? Well, today I'm going to get up and do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So it's like, I'm just going to treat myself, right? I'm going to care for myself. I'm going to go get me pedicure, manicure. But today with pandemic, we're not doing that.
Oh, it's still doing it.
What happened?
What?
You're still on. What happened? You want to read it, or?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Oh.
One must make that conscious effort to achieve self-love, self-care, self-discipline, develop emotional balance, be ready to learn. Great nuggets. Oh, she's Sister Ajua.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so say what to me, yeah, Martin. I'll take ya. My who's a would the ya untinu, ya. That's Brother Frederick.
Amajo, we haven't heard from you in a while. There's something you want to add?
Yep. Sister Joa has actually said it all, but this is what I want to add to it. We have turned up to be people who don't look at each partner's back, but rather go discuss it to somebody else because of the message I heard on the radio station. So it will be better. Let's say you have your partner and he's not that clean. There is nothing wrong teaching your partner that, oh, honey, I think if you do it like this, it will be better. Rather than we going up and down talking on behalf of our own partners. I don't think it's making any sense. If I'm your wife or if I'm your husband and you find something wrong about me, I think it would be fair enough. If we are talking about first self-love and self-care, then I think these areas have to come in too. Let's try to be a little bit communicative to our partners, to be bold enough to say, oh, honey, baby, I'll be a side way too. Yeah, that's the way I would or something. We have to teach. I think partnership is all about teaching each other. You have my back, I have your back. I don't see why we have to see fault on our partners, but we think it's okay to discuss it with others rather than comforting the people the person that we live with. It's not making sense to me. We should love ourselves. We should love ourselves that much by being that open to say it to them, teach them. What there is nothing wrong if my husband is saying, no, honey, I think in a normal tone, in a good way, in a loving way, where you are say it, but don't put it in a painful tone where the person will not even feel like you are not teaching, but rather criticizing. I think all these have to come in within the self-love, right?
Right.
Yeah. Sister, yeah, wait there, Mr. Sister
Oh, sure.
Amadio. Some of the things, there are a lot of like situation, depending the situation, but a lot of couples, especially the women, they are fearful of losing the person that they with.
Yeah.
That's why they don't talk to them about a situation that is not going well, because
Right.
a lot of women are dependent on their men. So they don't want to say something that will restrict them from gaining something out of it. You have a lot of women who will give sex whenever necessary because they know that if they don't do that now, the man is the person, their caretaker. So without that, if the man is drinking excessively, they're not gonna say it. If the man is sleeping with other women, they're not gonna say it. They'll be like, well, I'm still the woman in the house. Oh, hell, you're not. You're not the woman in the house. You have to be real. So a lot of them are fearful, and also the lack of effective communication. They don't know how to start the conversation. And some of them, when they do have the ability to start, the men will become abusive, and they might end up hitting them and everything. So it plays into a lot of things, but that is a great question that most of us should be asking ourselves and our loved ones, friends who has not been able to stand up for themselves and really use their words, because words are very powerful. It can make or break, but the making part is so empowering. A lot of us don't know the coping skills that we can really derive from so many things, and use it with our partner and people around us. We're supposed to make each other feel good, not to make each other feel so down in life or looking down on themselves. We shouldn't be doing that. Brother Frederick Yao will comment, no, yeah, minim say yeah, friends in Tina. It's not coming on mine. I want to like your comment, but I think I can do nothing about it.
Yeah, that's a really great comment.
Yeah, other one accepted. Accepted that I am not, maybe I'm not bringing anything to the table, so I have to succumb to everything. Accepted, but we are teaching self-love now, so they should love themselves that much to be open, because
That's right.
saying whatever it is that was working for us before, it's not working for us anymore, because things have changed. We are in COVID, we are home, we don't have a job, we are a whole lot of pain all over the place. But so whatever it is that we were doing, that was okay for us. That was then. Things has changed, and this is it's about time we change along the way by admitting certain things into ourselves and being more open into our partners, talking to each other, listening to each other, and have my back, let me have your back, having each other's back rather than not saying it and saying it outside. I think we should put that in it too, right?
I have a comment to add. I'm giving an example from a different, not outside of our scenario. Madam Fubi, oye broni. Na me nkwala no so ano ne yete western ne ne omo na ekwa asori. Na no or fear or nya adwuma, most of them say abrofo yi omo because communication wo hon, they made the decision to ono no wo fear. And I know ohwe nkwala no, but them say no pamade on the side. But what I know about people in this environment, they said those decisions, not just because Obano will fear now, onye adwuma no doesn't mean say, or yes, somebody useless be an the voice, like they understand each other, and I didn't see her as being obia as a one more be a obia shene so.
Right.
Ultimately, it is that understanding. It mean me kind of say culturally, no, yeah, no. I said there's a homasuo bi na ɛwɔ mmarima mu no like that. I don't know. And I said like who ɔbaa no so no. The ane can be the way we are socialized. You feel say you need to depend on a man.
That is it.
And because you can't have those conversations, no.
Right.
You can't have those conversations till you are stuck. And now these people sometimes we don't even know whether we are going or coming until we are taking advice from all kinds of people out there instead of focusing inward and fixing what is going on in the home. No, it's a big thing. I mean, we are talking about it now, but you ask yourself, are people willing to make that change even, right? Because that acceptance, no,
I think so. It's also really hard if you haven't developed yourself and you don't even know what you're worth or what you're going to do. You know, everything, not even money wise, your whole life, every decision is made by whoever you're with.
I like this comment. Giving myself some self-love and positive affirmations tonight, and I'm enjoying it. Good.
What are
That's
you doing?
right.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
What are you, Adjuasi, what are you doing? Adjua person who what you are doing.
Yeah.
Nanako said the comment that I made, or said they understand each other from time immemorial. You know, and he said they are both in this together. There's that understanding. It's not there's no,
Oh,
sometimes
right.
there's no together and there's no unity of purpose. Because all kinds of things, right? But we don't build our relationships. The foundation of trust is not very strong in our relationships. That's why.
Well,
Oops.
and also
Welcome. Oh, okay.
that notion that when you get married, you the woman is the one benefiting, kind of. Yeah, wow, kind of. Yeah, show and you thing. So a lot of men feel like
You see,
you can't do
you see
anything
the word I
without
hate.
without they're married, right? So they can do anything they want. And most families see being divorced also as a stigma to their name. That's why people are abused and they are sent back
That's
into
right.
these abusive marriages. I also want to add the self-love
But
thing. Yes. Auntie, are we going to say
Nami
something?
Bekase, like self-love, no. A lot of women are caught in this trap of say, oh, ugu abusione ni muase, oh yes, but is the abusione the one in the marriage?
No.
Or like the question sometimes, especially in abusive situations, which would
Right.
you prefer? To have your child out alive or for you to go pick their body up from the man?
Right. Right.
So
Yeah. And
yeah.
I also
I have
liked
something to add to
Fred's
that.
comment on the how we bring up our children, the competitiveness. Yeah,
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
brother,
was a
brother,
really good one.
Frederick. Yeah.
Yeah, as parents, let's develop this in our children and avoid competition among our children, because most of the time it's the parents who cause the
The
sibling
Thank
rivalry
you.
and
community.
Oh
all that.
yes.
Yeah, and it's a really horrible thing. And then you take it on. I mean, it doesn't stay with siblings. When you go out there, you continue such behavior. So that's a good point.
Yeah. An example will be you have 3 kids, right? A lot
Mm-hmm.
of parents don't realize that our kids have different personality. Some
Exactly.
kids, you just need to remind them. Other
Mm-hmm.
kids, they need to be redirected. Some
Mm-hmm.
kids, prompting, verbal prompt. Some kids, you have to give them directive statement, meaning, okay,
Cool, do it.
Kweku, get up, pick up the shoes, put it underneath your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, Kweku, I need you to make sure you put your shoes underneath your bed when you're done with your homework. And then you have those parents, they say, Kweku, dear, where Jimmy? Wouldn't you know?
Oh.
As dear, why you wouldn't say, Yaw, you nansa sing with the bray. Eh? I don't know what bonsa. So like some parents, they diss their children in front of the other child. They put one up high, the other one very low. You can't do that. You have to know. I'm going back to what Brother Frederick Yao Mensah said again, self-awareness. As a parent, before you speak, you have to know what exactly you're feeling. Identify with your feelings. Do not speak, Sisaya also said. You cannot solve any problems productively when you are emotional. Even if you write something, put it in the draft and really give yourself a minute to think through things. Don't say things because it's growing up, that's what you were raised on. Did it help you? No. Something that did not help you, yet you're using the same tactics to raise your own children. And by the way, a lot of mothers and some parents, they do not want their children to have a good marriage because they never had a good marriage. So when they see their children being happy, they're going to do things and say things that will confuse their own child and create certain condition, problems after problems. Because and some mothers, they want their daughter's husband because the daughter's husband does a lot. So we also have to be mindful. I forgot which one of you said this, Sister Ya, Russell, you said this, like, bringing your problems outside. When you talk to, like, we shouldn't be speaking to so many people outside our relationship, because when you do that, you have some friends, some family members, some mothers who are taking notes, and the notes they're not taking notes to help you fix your problem. They're taking notes to wait to figure out when will be the best time to step in. That's how it works. So like teaching our children, we shouldn't be having our children competing with each other. We need to make sure we encourage them the same way. If one does wrong, you speak to them privately, and you make sure, you speak to all of them in general, like, okay, in this house, these are the rules. Every single one of you need to follow. Even if you are a student, you still need to follow these rules. There shouldn't be Kweku is dumb, so he doesn't get anything. Yao is smart, so Yao gets to get everything. Like, we can't do that. We setting our own children up for failure. So they go into relationship. Daddy will come and say, yeah, you dear, akra ni tie ono so beka akra okoso beka akra obaby say wo sondodo, you look nasty. It starts from home. We are our children's first teacher, so we have to do better with ourselves. But some parents, they reflect their own image on their children because they have low self-esteem. They put their children down because they don't want their children to be successful. So a lot of parents are bad parents.
Yeah. I wanted also to add that when you're doing self-love, you set boundaries and you don't allow people to overstep those. You have to set boundaries else. Yeah. So if any of you want to take that, and then we'll go to the benefits. And
I want to make a comment on it.
Okay.
When him say, like us, our people, we don't like boundaries. It's just free for all.
Yes.
Anything that comes out of their mouth, then they spew it out on you. And if you are not careful and you accept it and you're going around carrying this load, and we've done it such that we think it's okay, and you'll be a bueno no cardi up into you, the one person who go and say, hey, I don't like this, then they tie you, oh, now wake a cry, me kind of say, right? Like me bus you any be oh no, sorry, like send be no send the videos or yes. Now same mono me sure I think say for about 6 months now, all of a sudden no me name say the last you were sending a baby about Jomo Ma talking about demunsem. And the way almost cast it means my response me de ma me say no wonder say mema no treat them this way if this is all that they think it is an important part of relationship, but like just the way that the value that you put on yourself, me who say since that time no on yet you kind of say no communication, no nothing. But me so no me funny say okay, so meaning it's not my problem. When I say I don't chase after people anymore. Obviously, you have your reasons in tia wakati me. what you say, but it's good for me because I don't need that in my space. You know, like, you know, sure, obviously, meet me, I can say, oh, hello, what to say, but oh, no, what was the least person I may expect to obey something. No, I'm saying, well, more 3 months, so you don't want to me while I'm also breathing. I'm good. So,
but Sister Ya, to add to what you said, right, is that when it comes to boundaries now, I think say a lot of people don't understand the word boundaries, right? That's why many of us are not receptive to boundaries. I mean, in every level, there has to be boundaries set, right? You can talk to people anyhow, any way that you want. It don't matter what level or position that you're in. You always have to have boundaries. Be mindful of your words. And also, when you have discussion or conversation, right? What are some of the things that are talkable? What are some of the things, you know, this is not the time to talk about it, right? But our community society, most people, we are selective, and most of them are also hypocrites. When they only speak about things that benefits them, but then when one steps in to talk about something that needs immediate attention, oh, you just messed up the conversation. We were talking about this, because they don't know how else to like discuss it, because they don't have boundaries. They don't understand what it is that needs to happen. So and especially if we having a debate, even most Ghanaians don't know what the debates are, because it will turn into an insult. If we having a conversation, we all not going to be on the same page, but we each need to respect each other's opinion, without having to bash one person or two people or disrespect either one of us, because the person is speaking from their understanding. Having debate is like, okay, may the best person win. The person who is able to connect with more people effectively through effective communication is going to win the debate. So, because if you ask people to vote and you say, okay, who understand Adwoa, and I have 5 hands raised, right? Who understand Sister Ama? She has 6 hands raised. It don't matter how good I spoke. People understand her more, so she won the debate. Right? And then you go up, Sister Ya have 10. She won the debate. Both Sister Ama and myself, we lost. We didn't win because one person beat us. Okay, and then you have Sister Ya Atubra comes in. She gets 20 hands. The 3 of us are losers. One person, whatever. When you run race, one person is going to win. You're going to have, unless both of us cross the same thing. If we have a tie, 2020, that means we have a tie. So it depends on how people perceive things, how people receive things. When we speak to people, a lot of people may not understand me. They be like, this sister, she talks too much. Oh. Yeah, I talk too much, but I make sense. Oh, I make sense. In my understanding, I make sense. But
I don't want to go there.
Of course. So boundaries is something that our society, both gender, even our children, people around us, they struggle with it, because most Ghanaian people want to just take without pausing and giving. And when you tell them, my friend, this is enough, they're going to juju,
get upset.
Kill you. They will kill you, juju, because you refuse to give them any money no more. They want to go to juju or do voodoo on you. And I said, Diabo, the person have not done nothing to you. They said enough is enough. They're not going to work no hard no more to take care of you. You have hand, work also, because you're lazy, broke. You know what? ASS is not functioning. You want me to like keep working and not tell you, say, enough is enough. Why? Is it by force for me to take care of people, or for people to take care of other people? Come on. So boundaries is another topic, my sister.
I know, because
let me read
we have
boundaries or no boundaries.
Amajo Pachomebo. Self-love is important. It is something to fall back on
Yeah.
when life throws you lemons. If you love yourself, you appreciate yourself even when people don't. Bam.
Mhm.
It gives you inner strength to be able to deal with life.
That's right.
Self-love is strength within which anchors you to face what is without.
That's
Oh,
right.
Thank you.
Yes.
that
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
that
Thank you, Mr.
answers
Sage. God
You,
bless.
the last question that we're
you,
going to talk
you
about.
see,
Like,
we have
what
refused. We
benefit?
have refused
Just
to
a
pay
minute.
attention.
Amma,
Oh, sorry.
Just
she's
a
yeah is
we
composing
have
something.
we have only 10 minutes, and the next question is the benefits of self-love, which was it Sage? Yes,
Yeah.
Sage
Yes.
has brought up some points. So
Mm,
let's talk about that as we wrap up. Okay.
mhm.
The
Okay.
benefits of self-love. Um,
This
this
time
is
I
like
Oh,
want
the
to finish
benefits of
your point.
self-love.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the benefit. Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about the benefits of self-love. You
Right.
will you learn how to pay attention to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You will love you at that point in time because you are benefiting from it. You would disregard whatever, then you disregard the naysayers. You get what I mean, and you
Right.
will do what will be best for you.
Yeah.
No, you
Oh,
will be to
yeah.
be what not paying attention to what they say or not doing what will please others out there, because we have turned out to be people that have to please others for us to be accepted in a way. Or, oh, if I do this they will say that, if I don't do it they say, they will say that, or they will say this, so I have to do it this way. I think if we love ourselves more, our benefits will come to be like, oh yeah, now we have recollect, we have come back to the a moment whereby we see that, oh, this is me now. It doesn't matter what people will say about me. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how mad they will be, but I will do what will be best for me, and I'm living my life. One of my friends just put something today. She was like, walk, walk, walk like you own it. You own the world because your father is the king, or something like that. I think it was very beautiful.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Very beautiful to me because I just own as if I own the world. To me, I own it. I don't give a damn.
It's
Can
too.
we stop for once and not give a damn and do us? It will come
Yeah.
a long way because we feel like we are listening to ourselves, and then we will have the inner peace. And with that, this inner peace, we will be able to share. But then, if you keep pleasing people,
Hmm.
you continue to be, I don't know,
Yeah.
who we don't want to be. I think I'll put it that way.
Okay. Thank you. Sister Joy.
Oh, thank you with that. Sister Amajo, good point. I mean, to say when it comes to self-love, uh, there are a lot of benefits, with the coping skills. Some of them, is you learn to appreciate yourself and the people around you. You will also will develop an open mindset. You will have self-discipline. You will have value. You'll be able to do self-assessment. You will
Mm-hmm.
take time. You will exercise patience and not rush into things. You'll be more proactive in doing things. And not only that, before you even do things, you're going to be come out with realistic goal and strategize things before you go ahead and do them. You will have more respect for yourself and people around you. You hold yourself accountable. You
Mm-hmm.
don't point fingers a whole lot of times. You have boundaries. You are very supportive. You make sure, say, you don't support those who do not add on to your life. You support people who add to your life, and also people that are not uh, um, people who have low self-esteem. You mostly will be more inclined to
Sunday
encourage them
lectures.
because you want to build them into them coming to your level. You become selfless, right? You do things for others out of the goodness of your heart, and you are more open to other people than being limited to yourself and just the person that you with. You tend to develop a lot of caring gesture, a lot of love within, and then that will transfer to other people. So there are so many benefits when you learn to love yourself. And so it's really good. I mean, I'm glad that I'm hearing a lot of people on different platforms talking about self-love, because like I remember when I first started talking about it, like nobody would even listen to me. Like I'd be like, okay, I just don't understand. When you do something like that, I mean, everything that you do, you feel good about it. You're not going to people to seek help. You always find ways and means to deal with your problems, because you develop this sixth sense, right? That okay, I can do this. I'm capable of doing that. So that's what self-love is. Self-love is a good, essential coping skills that we all, men, women, children, we have to embed it in us, our family members and friends, and encourage them. We have to empower ourselves with self-love. And it's not selfishness. It's really selflessness, because you're going to transfer that love to other people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Auntie, yeah.
Fine, no problems. Oh, when you do self-love, you do that work, you become peaceful. Like you love yourself, you love your life, no matter what is going on around you. People can be negative to you, people can be whatever. You are focused.
Right.
You know what you're doing, you have a purpose. Like your being does not depend on people's opinions. Like the class that I was in today, they said God esteem. How did the Kene put it? God esteem. Esteem yourself, because you were created by God. So why should I care about a man's opinion? Because you know us, like Ajua said, Rebecca so or Casadodo. Until ya Rebecca so or you true no Nikroma Ikra or didn't attempt. Oh, they'll say whatever they want about Amajo, they'll say this about yeah, but are you going to be bothered?
No.
You know, there might be people who might even want to learn from you, but because of the pressures that the things that they put around, they can't. A lot of this hatred that you get is part of it. You want to know, but you haven't developed that. We feel too prideful to say, hey, how did you get to this point? Can you show me the steps? Where do I start? Like asking a basic question.
That's right.
Yes, there's inner peace.
That's right. That's
Asking,
the word. I don't know.
asking.
I can come, Brother Frederick. We have to be friends, because I love your comment. I can't like it. I can't do nothing.
Oh, you can't do
Mikra, I don't know if I'm
It's not
seeing his
coming on
comments.
mine. I'm watching the program. I should see his. I don't. None of his comments is popping up. Sorry, Sister. Yeah.
No, I think I'm checking, because it's the same. Probably, I wasn't seeing his comments.
Maybe it's his privacy. I mean, I see it here, but I don't see it to comment on it.
Yeah, it's not on mine too. I don't
And
see
he's
his comment. Okay, privatization.
I know, right?
I doubt that.
So, like you're at peace with yourself. And in life, that's the best place to be. You can't become a puppet that everybody is pulling in every which way direction. You need to know yourself, understand yourself. And it's not something you do and stop. It is continuous. Every day, you should be progressing more and more. It's you. Okay, it's you. Like, if you are speaking up about a situation, you owe nobody any apology. You don't say it rudely. You say what is on your heart, and it's done. If the person does not receive it well, that is their problem. A lot of times, because of the way we were socialized, we go around bearing burdens we should not. It's like everything has to be good into a big book. Then you keep giving and giving and giving to that person. Meanwhile, the person doesn't appreciate it. They think you are a fool.
Right.
But because of your conditioning, you think you should keep doing that, but you're only kind of enabling people to misuse you, abuse you, or not respect or regard you, right? So it's a tall order, but little by little, if you are interested, genuinely want to do the work, you will do it.
Yes, it's achievable.
Yes, little steps.
Yes. From these benefits, I mean, I don't see how you wouldn't want to achieve this. The benefits are a lot, and we did not even like. I don't think that is all we've even said. If we are to go into
Oh, Ajua, your mind becomes your mind becomes unlimited with self-love, and you have no time for unintelligent noises.
yeah,
True.
it's true. When
Yeah.
That's
you
what it is.
yeah
That's what it is. If
Self-love is a
not too
process.
much, you don't pay attention to what is happening anymore. So
Yeah.
that's what it is, Sister Joa. That's
It's up to
exactly
you.
what it is. Yeah.
Today I want to be nice, and so I didn't want to use
Thank
the
you
word.
for your comments, Mr. Manson.
yes.
Very productive and insightful. Come again. We'll
Yes,
be here next week.
honey.
He's promised to do that.
Akosua.
What was I saying? Yes, I was trying to wrap up, right?
Yeah.
Sorry
Yes.
for the
So,
distraction.
no. It's normal here. Our platform is, you know, when there's four of us on here like that, I mean, you can't expect things to be cut and dry.
Nope.
And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the benefits are massive. You're able to find your purpose. You're able to even pour into others if that's something that you in Ghana. That's something that you want to do. You need to have, or go through self love first to be able to pour into others as well, because you can't give what you don't have. So yeah. So thank you everybody for coming. Auntie
Thank you,
Yadu, the
guys.
closing.
Okay,
Bye.
we'll be back on
Take care.
Thursday. Amajo and I will be on Thursday. Rise Up Woman, and
We come
we
and support.
we're discussing how are you coping during the pandemic. So
Hey, Asam Kessie. I'll
yes,
see you guys Thursday by the grace.
6 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time.
Got it.
And then Saturday I'll be on with Practical Nyamisem. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll be on. And on Sunday we'll be back with a new topic. So
Right.
we
Sister,
thank you. Yes.
Practical Nyamisem, no, you be shaking some trees, so hey.
Really?
Honey,
That is good. Thank
last
you.
week, in the best 4 times. I just
Which
kept
one?
playing it over and over.
Miss
So, yeah.
Williams, have a blessed
This
week.
one, this the one that
Yes, I
what are
was.
you sewing? No.
Yes, I was just
Oh
playing
wow.
it over and over. It was powerful. I was like, my gosh,
Oh
that
wow.
she know like
What
the things
Oh.
she's saying when she's doing it. I mean, I think sometimes, so don't say you don't know what you're gonna talk about, because even if you don't know, say you will
I
talk
mean,
about your penis for no.
yeah, I haven't I haven't picked the topic yet. Ajua, okay, said the conversation that you and I had that time, I was saying that Nyamisom no, I'm not Maker said Nessa, I wrote some things on a platform and I said I'm not interested in any theological arguments. What am
Yeah,
I say? But at the end of our Bible, we are not doing it.
that's
You
right.
still love your neighbors, you are hating your neighbor.
Right.
Like me no to internet make us like okay, I say those who sow in tears will reap with joy. You don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
How does that help you? You have hands. If
Yeah.
the same Bible tells you that God will bless the work of your hands, just so it's not going to go dump, put $1 million in your bank for you just sitting and sleeping at home. You have to go out and work, do something, whatever it is, do it, right? Intermediate, that's why I'm like, I get tired of, even when you're in a group and you talk nyamesem kakra, people want to come and all this Me say me so for this theological high sounding nemas.
They want to correct you. They want to give you collect and correct you.
Yes.
Because it's a so how could you £5 to the to correction? I'm expecting to get blessing. She will get the blessing. The money came from her. That's practical. The topic itself, no crash should teach you something practical. Think.
Me that understanding na kakra me no okay, so it's like obo ha and na me year off of fear me see obi kwa bit me abedwan ka so oba no be kan one scripture she didn't add other scripture. And I say that's not what I'm looking at. Kakra na me can in the insight me and na me feel say ebebo obi a young person may listen and say, oh yeah, maybe I should look at life differently. What can I do? What are you so to horse say ombre o of a brosika da ben o of no say bibi ye no no to me ambrosika na. What are you going to do? And they don't tell us these things. And once you about horror, like I saw something. A lot of 4 pastor be also a quarter jet. The third one, and then comfort you see in COVID time. No, I was in a year to honor. Say, I didn't know life was sweet like that. Meanwhile, here for so a was sorry more. And me say, what is this brainwashing? You are standing there and it's okay.
Auntie, I saw a video where a man was shooting a certain village part of Tokyo or Japan or wherever, and then she shot the video and then put it and said, "Look, this is the country where you people are portraying. They don't know God, they don't understand God, but this is what they do." And you bought a jet, and you think that is why you want to brush it on people's face because it's pandemic and you got a jet. How does your village look? Do they have this? The video was so good. Hardly do I post videos with certain things like, but that one I have to just post it.
This is why some people are foolish. Some people are foolish because
we just have to listen.
Yeah.
And a miracle.
Now what you are saying.
Yes.
But what you are saying in that same Bible, it says you should feed the hungry. And to feed the hungry, maybe your church members have not eaten, 10 of them haven't had, you can say even 2 square meals in a week. Did you think of that? But you're thinking of your jet. Anyway, that's why I do that.
They will tell you to go and pray. They will tell you to go and pray.
Pull down syndrome. A pastor gets sick. We do love offering for the pastor. A church member gets sick. We have to pray for the church members. That's like pull down syndrome and the dysfunction.
Yes.
But Ajua, thank you. I appreciate the feedback.
Bye, guys. You guys be safe. Have a blessed week.
Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. And yeah, it's so good. Until next week topic.
We're still live.
Oh, are we?